Hey guys, my name's Sam and welcome to PrepMedic. This week's video, we are comparing and reviewing the Medic Assault line of bags from Tasmanian Tiger. So we have the Medic Assault Bag Small, the Medic Assault Bag, and the Medic Assault Bag Large. So Tasmanian Tiger is not as big of a brand in the United States as it is in Europe. In Europe, they use these bags in the military, and my understanding is in some police units for their medic packs. They also have some sustainment packs as well as some recreational stuff. So go check them out on their website. I will leave links below to pick up everything I talk about in this video. I'm not sponsored by this. I bought this pack myself and these two were sent to me. So just full disclosure on that and my potential bias for this review. So let's start with the small version here. So what I really like about this line of packs is it takes the same concept and it puts them in different form factors. So this one right here is the small pack. Now this one I started using for search and rescue. I needed a pack that I could strap onto another backpack, and this really fit the bill for me. It's a really unique form factor that you don't see in a lot of other medic bags. So for comparison, their regular model, which is more in line with kind of a standard SWAT pack, is quite a lot bigger, although it does hold kind of the same features. I do have stuff in all of these packs because I actually try to load these out and use them in my professional life before I give these reviews. And to be quite honest, it's a lot of work to take everything off. So we're gonna keep some of this in there, but I can still kind of show you how they're laid out. I'm not gonna go through exactly what I keep in them because I think that would be a waste of your time, and I have that in other videos. So this pack right here, this is the small version. Now you can see on the front, it's got the scissor holder, as do both of these. This one's the only one that comes with two bungee loops. So you can see right here, these bungee loops are made to hold in the scissors. The other ones just have a band. They work just as well. I don't really think there's a functional difference. And then you do have a little bit of Velcro space here. You've got Velcro on the bottom. Now, when you compare the bags on the bottom, this one has a full Velcro loop. The large has a full Velcro loop, but then the normal pack only has a small area for your patches. Still works just the same. You know, you can put anything there. I don't know why they didn't just continue it over the sides like they did for the other two bags. On the outside, you have one row of MOLLE on either side here, so you can strap other things onto it. You have MOLLE down the front, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows of MOLLE that will help you secure other things on the outside of this pack. All three packs have a zipper in the front. However, this pack is the only one that nothing is inside of it. These other two packs have a handle that comes out, and I actually think it kind of diminishes the usefulness of these packs to have a handle. I think I'm gonna cut it out of these guys because I wanna use this pocket for other things. So like this one, I put splints in the front, things that I don't really need in a hurry. Coming over to the back of the small one, you have a pocket here that the backpack straps can fit in. Now, like all of them, they do have some padding on them, but I found them a lot easier to run with armor. So like when I go, we have our full SWAT getup, we're still supposed to wear those bicep protectors, love them, hate them. But regardless, big straps like I have on my NAR4 aid bag get in the way of things, and I have trouble getting the pack on and off. These ones are padded enough, so if I was hiking alone with this pack, it would be relatively comfortable, not great, but then when I put it on with armor, it's a lot better. Now, all of these packs come with some extra straps and things that I'm just not gonna get into because it doesn't really matter all that much for this review. What kind of makes these packs unique is how they're laid out on the inside. So this pack in particular has one pocketed compartment up here. Now all of these are removable, so I can take this out, I can swap it out with something else. But then it comes with these panels that go in the back and the front. And these panels have these bungee shock cords on them. Now you can loop it through here to have smaller channels. You can keep them really big to have larger channels, and you can really customize it how you want. So I really like that. Instead of having a bunch of pockets everywhere, which some of these do have, and it's okay, I can just see what I need and get it out. I'm not rooting through a bag inside of a bag and then opening packaging to get at something else. It just kind of eliminates one of those steps, makes it really easy to see. And what's really cool is it will allow me to completely customize this however I want. So you can buy these panels on their own, you can buy these packs. So if you want bags in them, you can kind of mix and match. I've actually started mix and matching these two because I didn't like everything that came in the large and everything that came in the regular. So just a lot of opportunities there for customization. This one has a second one, and I believe it's identical on this side, once again, removable. The things that are not removable, in the sides, you have these bungee pockets here that will allow you to put some other things in the sides. Good storage. I have like scalpels, ARS needles, you know, MPAs, you name it. And then the other thing that's not removable, up here at the lid, you have kind of these elastic loops, and then you have two mesh pockets that you can slip some things into. Those are also not customizable or movable. So just be aware of that, that not everything can be made how you want to make it there. All in all, I think if you're gonna buy this small pack, I would say this is great for a minimalist ALS pack, but generally, I'd say this is perfect for BLS SWAT providers. You know, somebody that doesn't have a huge advanced scope, you just have to keep a lot of bandaging supplies, splinting supplies, stop the bleed supplies. This is about perfect for that. For the enthusiast that wants a pack that's going to go in a vehicle, but that's not too big, I'd say this works great for it. So it's got kind of enhanced supplies. It's not just an IFAC. You can put a lot in it, but it's not taking up a ton of space. You can throw this under a seat, most likely, depending on what vehicle you have. Really cool design. Moving right along to their standard size. This right here is the Tasmanian Tiger regular. It's just kind of their standard version. Looks very similar to the small. It's just a bigger form factor. Be warned, I got this pack thinking that I was going to use this to replace my NAR4 aid bag, and it's quite a bit smaller. So I ended up actually having to move to the large to fit everything I needed as an ALS SWAT provider. Just know that it's not quite as big. So you'll see the design features on the front are the same. This guy right here, it's not the elastic loop like this one has for scissors, but you can still size it up, size it down. I don't think it makes a functional difference. You've got the MOLLE on the front and the Velcro patch down there. One thing I forgot to mention is on the bottom, this one's the only one, the small is the only one with MOLLE loops at the bottom. These guys have areas where you can put like a strap on it. So you can put, I'd say like a Mega Mover rolled up with two compression straps would work really well on the regular size. Now, when you come into the front pocket, the big difference here is that this guy carries a handle in it. And then in the back, there's another zipper and another handle comes out. So you can carry this kind of like a suitcase. You can get these straps and actually stow them in the back compartment. For me, this is a useless feature. And I think it diminishes the ability to use this pocket because as you're putting supplies in or taking them out, it snags on the handle and it is not functional for me. Especially this back pocket, I just don't see a point. So I'll probably, if I'm gonna continue using these packs, cut them out so that I can use that pocket for more accessible storage. Like I was talking about before, these shoulder straps are the exact same, or I think they're very, very similar at least, where they're not super thick and padded, but if you did have to hike in this a little bit or walk for a while, it's not really gonna dig into your shoulders. It's also not gonna get too hung up on your armor. Obviously, any straps are gonna get hung up a little bit, especially with those shoulder pads on. Now, coming into the insides of this guy, you'll notice a lot of the same things, and you'll see I've got some supplies in it because I was cannibalizing the two and I put them back exactly as they come. So opening this up, you have 3 bags that go on this back compartment, and these rip out. So you've got 2 different sizes. You've got this size here, which is relatively deep. On the inside, it doesn't have any loops or anything like that, so you can kind of see how much you could carry in it. And then it's got Velcro on the back. And then you have these 2 larger compartments that actually have some loop so you can start storing some of your stuff in here. So that's kind of cool that you can kind of do some micro organization within the bag, or you could just fill it up as you'll see in this one. So you've got big loops here, smaller loops in it. And then like all of their bags, you can tear all of these out. You can get one of these looping panels, throw it in there. If you don't like the bags, you can do one panel, one bag, you name it. You can really customize it how you want it, which I think is great. On the sides of this one, you don't have the loops. So you don't have anything to store on the sides, which is kind of disappointing because I don't think it takes up that much room. And would have been pretty easy to implement on this one. Not a huge deal though. It still fits quite a lot of stuff. So these can go right back in here. And these all come with these Velcro protectors on it that are color coded, but if you wanted to label each bag, you absolutely could, which is kind of a cool feature on there. And I like that it has a covering for it. So if you just want to keep it color coded, works. Coming into the top pocket. So this is the panel this one comes with. Half of it are these bungee retainers like the other one had. And you can custom shape these however you want. There's a middle portion and then there's the end portion there, and they really fit around anything you need to put in there. And then on the bottom, you have these bungee elastic loops. So what's cool about these is you have these big ones, you can put larger items in, but if you have like smaller ones like ARS needles, IV needles, there's 2 small loops on the inside of each of these. So you can kind of determine how much you actually need. And then same with the other one, you have this top pocket that's not customizable. You have the 2 mesh pockets and you have the 2 elastic retainers. Now, where this starts to really differentiate itself from the small is you have an extra pocket back here, which is kind of cool. You just have to remember that you have it because it's easy to overlook stuff back here. And you have 3 large pockets that you can put various items in. So I'd say like splints would be a really common thing to put back here. You could put potentially some diagnostic equipment, your junctional tourniquet. I have like my meds in that one. So there's a lot of room back here, or you could just put a large like burn dressing or something. It's going to fit a wide range of things, but not customizable. This is kind of what you see is what you get. And that will zip close just like that. This is still customizable. You can pull that out. So all in all, cool pack. But like I said, it didn't really fit everything that I needed in it. I carry a fair number of ALS supplies, so this didn't quite cut it. And I ended up going and picking up this last one, which is the Medic Assault Pack Large. Now, you'll actually notice here, putting these away a little bit prematurely, that the form factor from the front is identical. I think it's the exact same dimensions, and I'll make sure I have dimensions up on the screen if I haven't already left that there. Where it changes is the side. So this one, you can see there's 2 rows of MOLLE on the side. This one has 1. So this one's effectively deeper. And I think that's really the only big change in space the large brings. But it is a relatively substantial difference. On the front, same thing, scissor holder, no loop. You have a little bit of extra Velcro right there to put on patches or a beacon, something like that. This pocket's kind of the same silly design where you have that handle that pops out. And I'm sure this is a very specific thing for a unit or somebody requested it. I still don't care for it. I don't need that carrying handle, especially when I have this guy up here that works just as well for me. Down here, you've got the Velcro, and then the same on the bottom, you have 2 loops where you could cinch something down to the bottom of this pack relatively easily. Here, you've got this pocket. So this comes all the way up, and this is where you'd store your handles if you wanted to run this flat on your carrier, just wanted it as like a truck bag or something. And then these straps are the same as the large. They're not too big, not too small. So getting into the pack itself, and this is where this one also changes slightly. So in here, I've got the 3 bags once again, and you can see I've kind of filled these up with what I'm gonna carry. So I've got my IV, my airway stuff, diagnostics, you name it. These all come out. I believe this is a little bit thicker than the top pouch in here, so it just fits a little bit more, and I think they're all just a little bit thicker, so that sits right in there. Same ID possibilities. And then these ones here are quite large and similar to the regular size in the back. They have your bungee loop retainers, and I have this packed to the brim, so apologies, I'll put up some B-roll and you can see what's on the inside there. So those are all gonna sit right in there, and it's modular. So like what I'm planning to do with this one is my diagnostic kit. I don't have enough money to get like seconds of everything in here. So I'm gonna share this with my SAR pack. I'm gonna rip it out, put it in there. I really like the ability to do that in a hurry. I don't have to molly anything. It pops right out with Velcro, and then I can throw it right back in. This one did actually bring back the elastic loops on the side. So you can see I've got a number of things in there that you can just kind of keep in there. It's good, easy, accessible storage, which I really, really appreciate on either side. And that's gonna come in useful for any number of people. Now, don't be fooled by this. And I was confused when I first got it, which is why I started changing some stuff out. On this side, I saw that it had another pouch, and I thought it was just as thick and big as these pouches here. It's not. This is a mini pouch, so there's no depth to it whatsoever. I personally would rather just have a full panel on this guy because this doesn't give me that much more functionality. You know, maybe like some IV stuff, I could put like an IO drill in there. It's gonna tent out a little bit, but it's gonna be just fine. But this is not a very large pocket, and that sits down there. And then above it, you have a half panel that they sell that this will allow you to customize it and throw whatever you need in it. So like I said, if you don't like it running that way, you can run it straight up and down. Whatever you need, you can do. Same pocket configuration on the top. So right here, you've got your elastic loops and then your 2 mesh pockets. Similar to the regular pack, you have these pockets back here, but things just fit a little bit better into it. Sorry, let me get rid of this here. Things just fit a little bit better into this side. So you can see I've got like my PrepMedic narc case. Fits perfect back here. I don't need access to meds like super emergently. So for me, it works well to have it back here. And then I also have a Sam Medical junctional device back here as well. You know, you could throw some splints in there, you name it. It fits pretty well. Now be warned, the more you put in the lid, the harder it's gonna be to close. So you feel like it's kind of free space, but you can see back here, there's not a whole lot of room. So if you start bulking it up, it's gonna be a lot harder to close the bag itself. All in all, I like the size of this. Still, I'd say it's just slightly smaller than the NAR4 aid bag as far as space. Now, there's space in here that conceals stuff a little bit more. So like where my meds are, I had those in the main flap of the NAR4 aid bag. I still really like it because I love the bungee panels on it that I can just see what I need and grab it. This is not going to work as like your ambulance bag unless you're on a BLS ambulance that doesn't carry advanced stuff. It's just not quite big enough. I'd say this is your leave at the door bag for a SWAT medic. So leave it at the last point of hardcover, casualty collection point. This will get you to the ambulance, to the Bearcat, something else to kind of get you on your way. But really, really cool pack. And all 3 of these are exceptionally well made. So really your one consideration with these should be what size works for you? What do you need out of it? Like I said, if I was BLS SWAT medic and I just needed something that had more bandaging supplies, bleeding control, some splints, like this is it. Hands down, this is it. Now, if you're gonna add on like diagnostics, bandaging, splints, over-the-counter meds, like things like that, that's where I'd say this is gonna come in. If you're an ALS provider and you're carrying ALS equipment, I'd get the large. It doesn't add that much space. It's not that much more weight or space than the regular pack. I think this just gives you a little bit more versatility with that. The 2 rows of MOLLE is super nice, and I think you're just gonna be able to fit more of your stuff there. But none of these are a bad purchase in my opinion. I think they're really, really sturdy. Just you have to know your sizes. So if you have any questions about any of these packs, leave them in the comments down below, and I will see you next week.